Welcome back, Sid.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnus. I expect he'll be in the mess.
All operations are suspended.
Ah, word of your adventures.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. No one seems keen. Any news what?
None worth mentioning. Should be back at...
Understood.
Still can't work. There must be better places than the hull of a...
Yeah, this is where she's... And I'm sure she...
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to...
One might say the same.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life. So, could it be that you've come... Very well then. To absolutely no one's surprise. Well, mostly armies. But the real question is... Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason, she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the Crystalline Dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside.
Oh, dark yet in spite of it all, she has ever in... Now, as to the matter of payment...
Even.
Return this volume to old...
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian. Lawsman,
Welcome home.
I believe this belongs.
Ready? Our residents would that I could do the same. But alas, that said, I have continued, but without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion,
Please. Don't.
I fear it is not more book. Mayhap we look...
I'll see what I...
You are too kind.
Not to always gotta put...
Hush now.
The twins seem...
Aye. The loss of their parents, Titan took much from us that, and the wounds that remain.
Which is why we must give...
That we must.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Not back a blink, and you're all... It looks good, Clyde.
I'd had that brand for so long. What it was like.
The scalpel did most of... Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav.
Not a Stolas. All right. I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Going past weighing you down. Finished, are you?
Clive. What's that for you, dear? Should last you a good while. Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. Anything else?
Have you been to the toll?
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now, Now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well. What would make Martha leave the rest?
Something has happened to Martha.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial blood was spilled, but somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha...
You think this was...
Of course it bloody was. Ever since they've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway. I know it sounds like the bastards have turned their attention. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing.
And now she's fallen...
A couple of curse break. They should speed up the search. But if this...
Don't worry, Otto.
If you need volunteers, just say the word. I got a band when it comes to the old fisticuff.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Stop staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the
Let's get you to
Sid? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help, and it appears you...
They're saying the Imperials descended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but...
Any idea?
Judging by their tracks...
To the...
Bargid and I will go after.
We will. But, one of the locals heard something. I don't know how big this is, but...
You do...
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up. Look. Up ahead. Martha.
Don't worry about me.
Tell us.
What happened? The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were poor.
Then, Martha.
I think so.
Black shields. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
It seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
We're not alone.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the...
Wait.
Colluding with the enemies of the Empire?
And for their crime, to dwell in darkness that we may purge the night.
How dare you!
Clive.
This one.
If they don't...
I think... I didn't see the... The abbot.
The barrister. Calling upon what little magic they...
Clive.
We're friends of Martha. They are.
Tell Martha to Briggs.
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot with the bearers.
No, they didn't. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves...
I've gathered the bearers' remains.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself. I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here.
The fork to the drawbridge is back the way we came. It's where the abbot would have gone himself.
The Imperials of old would never have stooped so low as to defile a house of Greek. The Imperials of old would never have stooped so low as to defile a house of Greeka, nor slaughter a man of faith in cold blood. May their goddess have mercy on their souls.
Spotted us, Torgal. What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
It's over.
You didn't see that coming.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are true.
I hope so.
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be busy.
No one survived.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean Cole said you cast their remains, but it should have been me.
How?
But I did. And the rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villagers in the... I assumed it was all just nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. Which begs the question. My mother obviously has a hand in this.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. If those Imperials think they can come in here... Oh, before I forget, He asked me to tell you that...
Then we must as well.
We can stay.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Those poor souls died to give me a chance to save others. I won't let their sacrifice be in vain.
If you don't mind, Sid.
Arthur's a stout soul, all right. Anyone else will be out cold after what he's been
through. Now, where's Gav?
Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rosfield.
Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rosfield. And you're a Rosfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Mockery of...
Quiet, you!
Jill.
Rosaria must be Twould be a pity to...
Of course.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village?
Then they must be.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right,
You're a long way from home, aren't you? Fare ye well?
You seen it?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shield? At least I think there was a Black Shield.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end?
If only we were. I might have turned him.
That's a fair old scar you got there, by the way. How'd you get it?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison. The Empire wants answers on what the
Don't they, Chuck?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shield.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing.
Don't you go telling.
I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave.
May I
I don't know who you are or what brings you here. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people, this village...
Then we shall be on. These people live with a knife. In the mistaken belief that if they co-op...
Abid,
Are you all right?
we still don't know who the...
Well, whoever they are, but other than Martha, who else in Rosario? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we... Perhaps the next village will... This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apology, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it. More of my mother's men.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield resembles. Tell me what I want to... Who are you looking...
Your friends. They await you.
Those are Old Hills.
Then we hurry.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the monsters.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here.
Oh, enough for everything!
Hang it, chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all. I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stall. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, There is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
And let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Telling me that's the Archduke's son.
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage. Will that be all? It has been an honor.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Come along now.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For us area!
For us area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battle for.
Dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
You're finished!
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Let down fall!
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? Wake and win!
I don't see any more.
No. It did. We sent every last one of the rock. Perhaps this will be enough to stop.
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to see.
And then... I often wonder if the nation we once feel we battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell. Yet be that as it may, it is for as long as the Firebird's flame and her loyal subjects may dream of it.
So I
think we should fall back to Port Isolde before a sound.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades in...
Since the beginning. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't...
I suppose a formal request for an order...
And were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that it is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith.
I might have something. It's the mark of the Guardians.
I shall wear it with...
Be sure that you do. I don't want my... If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
Thank you, so if there is ever...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Why then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the eye. Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
How did we never
There are
hear
new
about
billets
these
being
guardians of the
posted.
place?
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn, and if I'm honest, normally it only takes a couple of... Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he might if we both bent it...
Fine.
I knew you'd...
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let...
All right, now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. Just wait a bit.
I could have sworn we had a few.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want...
I told you not to.
Clive just wants to help. Talk to him. You know, please, mate.
Not the sort of
Why didn't you tell...
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me... Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Master... Mate, I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. There, you got what you...
All right. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a... Didn't think anything could rat...
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Something tells me this is only... If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems.
I couldn't have...
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're...
Too bloody...
Glad to hear it. Karen, Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass.
And he ain't been himself since he saw...
Sorry, Salt didn't think Blackthorn cared for it, but it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay.
You don't know where we might find...
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spent...
I see.
He did tell me, apparently, his next commit...
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. Now, where the bleeding hell was excited?
Thank you, Karen.
At least...
So, it sounds like going after that griffin.
I'll leave the hunt while you get on with that.
Good idea.
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from the tailor all but worthless.
You're quite talented with that rod of yours.
I've caught my share of it, as did my grandfather before me.
Humans don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. Is something there, boy? Could that be Are you all right?
Yeah, that griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off.
More likely.
The name's Camille.
Not so low. Do you remember selling to...
Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Didn't stop her bartering.
It's not her who's...
Well...
You should be.
Blacksmiths are proud folk, and I don't imagine an impressive... Ideally, actually...
What is...
Treated leather. Same stuff. If your man's as skilled...
You sure?
Well, and thanks to you, I'll... Short of showing him how to make...
In that case?
I'd be much... Right. You...
Will do. Hopefully this will sweeten black. monster's taken quite a liking to
And
Lady
with a bit. How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does...
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded.
So that's his secret. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get. Oh, this is
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's...
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept... Turns out he's from Tabor. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this.
Listen, sorry for putting still.
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway.
It's good to have you back.
Just don't expect me to go. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring. Anyway, enough narrowing.
Looks like we won't be...
As if there was a better... I wouldn't have been the same anyway. Right, now that's sorted. Thanks, Clive.
What do you need? Want something for you, do you? And?
Typical nobles.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should... What will it be?
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's the mother crystal that rises. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian... As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship, making Drostanus the holiest, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim.
My father and my grandfather had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate. We would have...
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria. I'd say you'd be forgiven.
But not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical nobles.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill, you weren't talking about this.
No. I spoke of Imran. The leader of the... It's what I need to do to put the... And I know that I can do it.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. All while sitting...
We'll make him... Useful trick. Freezing and thawing the spray to make mist. How did you learn to use your powers like this?
The Masters made me do it. When the Crusaders took to the seas, to keep the fleet's movements from prying eyes. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
This may be the only chance I get to go back. My only chance to put things right. I have to do this. Whatever the cost.
All right.
There she is. The Iron Kingdom's Mother Crystal.
Drake's breath. Strong currents, sharp rocks, and ether floods. Let's not forget them. This island is a natural fortress.
But safety breeds complacency, allowing a single rowing boat to slip in unseen.
The sanctuary is inside the mountain. If we follow the old trail, we should be able to enter by the back gate.
All right. Let's go. I always imagined when I came here it would be to reclaim it.
It used to belong to Rosaria, didn't it?
Once, though it's been in the Ironblood's clutches for far too long.
As was I. For 13 years, this rock was my home. I know its secrets only too well. This path was abandoned after an ether flood. They don't guard it anymore.
The perfect little shortcut.
They're all Akashic.
The ether flood must have spread. It was never as bad as this before. And the only way past them is through them.
Was that an earthquake?
They happen all the time. That wasn't even a bad one. It's nothing to worry about. The old arboretum is just up ahead. We'll enter the caves from there. Look at this place. What a mess.
Wait. Nothing a shield of Rosaria can't handle. Just like old times. Be sure to keep clear of his way.
Believe me, I mean to. That's foul.
Don't breathe it in.
Press on.
Yes. It's like a furnace in here.
We're inside the volcano. You get used to the heat. Though I don't remember it being this hot.
Was that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger. Something's wrong.
But at least we won.
Fuck. Is there no other way across?
Quickly, before it melts!
This is going to be close. Come on!
Let's not do that again.
No. Let's not. They're too tough.
Perhaps not alone, but in numbers like these.
It's over. It's over.
Well, we aren't going this way.
Let's look for another path. Drake's breath.
We're nearly at the oratory.
What the hell is that?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think it's friendly.
I needed that.